Hey guys, today we're going to do lesson 13 from module 4. I'm filming this on the same day I'm filming lesson 12, so I still don't have my book on me, but your page number should be written on your daily activity sheet, so go ahead and grab that and get there. Today we will investigate models for division, and then you will write division problems in two ways. Example 1. Write an expression showing 1 divided by 2 without the use of a division symbol. So first let's model it. If this bar represents 1, and we divide it by 2, all we're going to do is split it in half, okay? That's the same thing as saying 1, that's ugly, let's try that again. Same thing as saying 1 over 2, right? So what can we determine from the model? That 1 divided by 2 is the same thing as 1 over 2. Okay, if you're a little confused, this might clear it up for you. Write an expression showing a divided by 2 without the use of the division symbol. So again, we're going to draw this bar, and we're going to call this bar a. And then if we divide it into 2, we split it in half down the middle. That's the same thing as saying a over 2. So what can we determine here? We can determine that a divided by 2 is the same thing as a over 2. When we write division expressions using the division symbol, we represent the dividend divided by the divisor, okay? So the number we're dividing is the dividend, and what we're dividing it by is the divisor. Now, how would this look when we write it as a fraction? We put the dividend over the divisor. Okay, it's not a huge deal. As long as you remember that this line just means divided by. So number on top divided by number on bottom. Okay, for these examples, A, B, and C on the top here, I want you to take a few minutes. You have to read them very, very carefully. Okay, take a few minutes, 3 or 4, do them with your partner, come back and we'll go over them. All right, write an expression showing a divided by b without the division symbol. That one's pretty simple. It would be a over b, a divided by b. Here's where it gets a little more complicated. Write an expression for g divided by the quantity h plus 3. So we're going to take g and we're going to divide it by h plus 3. So g divided by h plus 3. We have to put h plus 3 in parentheses, okay? But if we write it without the division symbol, it would look like this, and we wouldn't have to put it in parentheses, okay? So you could have this, or you could have this, but they are saying to take g and divide that by h plus 3. For C, write an expression for the quotient of the quantity m reduced by 3 and 5. Okay, let's read that again. Write an expression for the quotient of the quantity of m reduced by 3 and 5. So we're going to have m reduced by 3 and 5, and then the quotient tells us that it's division. So we're going to take m reduced by 3, which would just be m minus 3, put that in parentheses, divide that by 5. Now, if we want to write that without a division symbol, it would look like that. Okay, next section of exercises starts out easy, gets a little more complicated towards the end. Take about maybe like 5 or so minutes to complete that with your partner, and then come back and we'll review all together. Okay, you guys should have written that 2 ways. If the majority of you have not written that 2 ways, we're going to take another break. So raise your hand if you didn't realize you had to write it in 2 ways, And if it's a good amount of you, we're going to pause again and come back after you've written it 2 ways. Okay, so if you needed that second pause, that's okay. If you didn't, great, you read directions. So proud of you. So our first one, 12 divided by 4, you would do 12 divided by 4 or 12 over 4. 3 divided by 5 or 3 over 5. A divided by 4 or A over 4. And then that's where we start to get, after that, it starts to get a little more complicated. The quotient of M and 6. Okay, hopefully they didn't trip you up when they said the quotient, because that's just division. 6 divided by M or 6 over M. 7 divided by the quantity of X plus Y. So 7 divided by the quantity of X plus Y. So X plus Y goes together, and then 7 gets divided by that. So 7 divided by the quantity of X plus Y, which you can also write like that. For F, it's Y divided by the quantity of X minus 11. So Y divided by the quantity of X minus 11. Or, okay, and then for G, the sum of the quantity H and 3 divided by 4. So the sum of the quantity H and 3, that would be H plus 3 divided by 4. Or H plus 3 divided by 4. The quotient of the quantity K minus 10 and M. So the quotient of the quantity K minus 10, so K minus 10 goes together, and M. So K minus 10 divided by M. For K minus 10 over M. If you don't understand these, I want you to ask, okay? This is something Coach P can definitely help you with. On the back here, we have the problem set. I would like for you to do this independently and get it checked. All right, guys, one more pre-recorded lesson, and then I'll be back home with you all, and I can't wait to see you. Have a good day.